Hey guys, and today Shorty and I are doing our prediction for the All-Australian team of 2015. The 23 rounds are finished.
They are done, mate. Did they go pretty quick?
Yeah, if you haven't checked out our tips, I say pretty much every time how quick each week goes. But
Pretty much.
this week is all about who do we think is going to go into the All-Australian team. So the 40th been selected. Bit of a employment process of just weeding out the ones that aren't deserving and
Yeah.
hopefully putting in the ones that are. So 40 down to 22 has proven to be tough.
It is very tough. I know it takes because they're all good players. So,
Yeah.
and all had pretty good years. There's some you're sort of like, oh no, he doesn't deserve to be there.
Yeah.
But mainly you get down to sort of 25, 26 and it's like, oh, gee,
Should I pick him?
where do I
or
go
him?
from here? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Haven't seen every team play every game and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I guess a few things to consider. The All-Australian team is about as unpredictable as the Brownlow. And probably a few other things. So it can be dependent on who is on the panel. Sometimes biases get in the way.
I'll get him started on the biases here.
Yeah, it could be a few North Melbourne fans on there, or you got Cameron Ling who talks about Isaac Smith a lot, for example, and Isaac Smith finds a way on there even though he wasn't deserving. He was not in the 40, but
Comes
just
from out of the squad, not on the team.
because of Ling.
Oh, Ling.
But yeah, that's just an idea. So yeah, there's a couple we don't think should be on there. Sean Bergwin's one of them, mate.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And I'm a big fan of him, so there you go. But we'll get into the predictions.
Start us off.
Yeah, we'll read our lines and then sort of compare what we do and don't have in that sort of respective area. So I've gone with back pockets, Rory Laird, Michael Hurley and Heath Shaw.
Going with Easton Wood, Alex Rance and Rory Laird.
Who hired you?
Well, hear me out, mate.
No, it's good selections, mate. Half back line, Easton Wood, Alex Rance and Jeremy McGovern.
Okay. Heath Shaw, Michael Hurley and Robert Murphy. So there's the one difference in the back line there.
Yeah.
Went with old McGovs.
Yeah, he's had a few injuries, but gee, I feel like he's been so important to West Coast down back, and they pitch him. They think he's a forward.
Yeah, well, he did debut as a forward, didn't he?
Yeah, I was trying to say pinch hitting as a forward, but
Bit of a swingman.
yeah, he hasn't been able to play up forward with the amount of problems down back. Crazily enough. Centre line, we've got for me, I've got Andrew Gaff, Sam Mitchell, and Stephen Hill. Bit of a different one. I was thinking position-wise where they would play, hence my decision for, well, Gaff and Hill. They're both outside runners.
Yeah, fair call, mate. I've gone Sam Mitchell, Nat Fife, Dan Hanbury, and I haven't looked as much into the wing side of things as you has, because of course Mitchell doesn't play on a wing, but not many do. Hanbury sometimes will line up outside the square, but
Yeah.
I probably looked at it more as a midfield group, I guess. So that's up for interpretation.
Sometimes that, and that's another thing too. Sometimes, I mean, Dean Cox is in the forward pocket one year, and he played a bit up forward, kicked 20 to 30 goals, and was probably just that good that he couldn't fit in the ruck, but he was good up forward, and I didn't like that decision at the time.
You
So
sometimes get those funny old decisions where someone's on a flank here or there, and
yeah,
so they don't play there.
exactly. They just sort of they've got nowhere else to put him, and they don't want to put him on the bench because they're that good.
Yeah.
Who knows? Half forward line: Robbie Gray, Jack Gunston, and Brett Deledio.
Nice, mate. Chad Wingard, Jack Rewalt, and Brett Deledio. Interesting with Gunston, mate.
Yeah, no, he's had a pretty decent year, I think.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Oh, I actually didn't even consider him, to be honest. The centre-half forward spot was difficult, so I was sort of between Rewalt and Cameron.
Okay.
The reason I went Rewalt because he's a bit more mobile than Cameron. I mean, Cameron's pretty mobile, but I feel like these days you have your stay-at-home forward or at least one real key, which we've both got, Kennedy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone will, so I opted for the more up-the-ground and reinvented Rewalt that's a bit more mobile and
On the move.
yeah, team orientated.
Yeah, I went with Gunston. His kicking's been pretty poor this year, actually, but what I like is sometimes he'll go to half-back, or he really does work and play that true centre forward position where he can, run around the wing, go around the ground, and yeah, very athletic in that mould. And a very tough matchup. Generally good kick. Hasn't been that great this year, but I reckon, yeah, he's a great option for them. And when he plays well, they generally win. But they generally win anyway.
Yeah, fair enough,
They
mate.
find a way. But yeah, he was the one I considered at the time, and I think because I did the All-Australian without knowing the 40, and then I don't think I just changed it from there, so kept it the same, but
fair enough.
I'll keep it anyway. Chad Wingard in the forward line, Josh Kennedy, and Eddie Betts.
Yeah, I've got Dane Swan in the pocket there, and then Kennedy and Betts as well. So, Swanee just rolling around in the forward line there.
No, he has been a bit more this year with some new midfielders coming through for the Pies. So that'll happen over the next few years, and Treloar as well keeps him up forward.
Definitely.
And in terms of the rucks, we'll go after the rucks. We'll talk about differences in the midfield. Forward line, so we had Rewalt and who else?
Rewalt v Gunston, and then Swan. Who else did you have there?
Oh, Betts and Wingard. So
I think it's more on the bench. I was out of Swan, and I think you have Martin later in the piece. So maybe that's the verses, if you like, because it was a bit of a coin toss for me. I nearly put in Martin because they play a similar role, and their stats are weirdly similar in most categories. So
there you go.
We'll move on to the followers. Do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, the followers, rucks, yep. Goldie, can't go past him, Todd Goldstein.
Yeah, of course.
Matt Prittis and Nat Fife.
Yeah, of course. Goldstein, Dangerfield and Prittis. So, the midfield, those real top ones are always pretty easy to pick because, Fife, Mitchell, Prittis, Dangerfield just jump off the page. So, that was helpful. Yeah,
in hindsight... Mitchell in the middle, and I've got Danger on the bench, which I'll get to in a sec.
Just throwing him on the bench.
It's an interesting one, I will say, but I'll have to change that one around.
It's your team, mate.
Oh, it is, yeah. Anyway, Patrick Dangerfield, Dan Hanbury, David Mundy, and Dusty Martin on the bench, so pretty much 4 midfielders.
Yeah, I've got Mundy, Robbie Gray, Pendlebury, and Gaff. So
Robbie Gray was the interlink there.
Yeah, I guess you've sort of got Martin there. I've got the forward mid in Gray, so we have sort of weighted up with 3 pure mids and a guy who can go through the midfield and forward, I suppose.
Definitely.
So Pendlebury even showed he could go off the half-back line, mate, which was interesting.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't tried that before, but they probably need him in the midfield, so that's why they've had him there, but they had nothing to lose trying him there.
Are you happy with your team, mate?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, but I don't know, what does happy mean? Does it mean it's close to what they'll pick, or... Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, I guess if you were the selector, that's the team you'd roll out, so...
Oh, cool.
That's the best we can do, I suppose.
Yeah, we can only do what's in front of us.
Yeah, it's a very interesting lineup. I mean, I'm pretty happy with mine, but it is difficult, more so in that forward line, because you have a lot of forward mids and things like that.
They take up space.
The toughest part, yeah.
Definitely. Oh, well, yeah, that's an All-Australian prediction from Shorty and myself. Feel free to comment your All-Australian team out of the 40 that have been picked, and maybe even comment who you think was very lucky, very stiff. We thought, Armitage, he had a fantastic year and was on the up for the Saints. Bergman was pretty lucky, I would have thought, and you mentioned one from the Crows.
Well, I thought Jacobs maybe would have got a bit of a run, but only one real ruckman plays these days.
Yeah, that's it. So. It's a tough gig to make, and Nick Nat could be on the bench. Who knows? We've just picked from what we've known.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and do that, guys, and feel free to like the video if you enjoyed it. Share it to all your mates, and don't forget to subscribe as well. Beautiful. All right. Cheers for sticking around, guys. Feel free to check out other videos, and we'll see you all next time.